All right, good afternoon. Welcome to New York session. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so let's start with the dollar index as usual. So yesterday during our live session, I think price was somewhere here, and I spoke about potentially price reaching for this volume imbalance, and then maybe something happening during the New York session. But price couldn't sustain the close above the previous candle, so we are now in kind of a sideways. But like I said, I'm looking for higher prices on dollar index, so my bias hasn't changed. Anything coming down to me will be a pullback. I expect them to go and break the previous week high. That's when my confidence goes up for the continuation to the upside. Right now the challenge is just this volume imbalance here. That is the only challenge that we have. So I think this week we have news event. This week this week I have news event, especially the rate announcement. The fund rate announcement is at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. So that is going to be a game changer for what the dollar is going to do for the rest of the month. So with that said, more reason for upside will be tomorrow. Like literally, if price is gonna go up, they'll use tomorrow. So today maybe price will go up, but it will come back down again. It might stay in a consolidation, so be mindful pushing your luck today, because price might catch you in a sideways market as soon as you get it. I think yesterday we spoke about euro also dropping down to somewhere here. You can see how the candles are behaving. Very, very tricky to trade, right? That is why I've been advising to be careful with the market, because if you get in and you're expecting price to go into a specific level, chances are it comes back and then it goes and then it comes back. This will be frustrating to trade, to be honest, but I'm still looking for lower prices. Okay, so let's see. I wanted them to close below the up candle here on a H4 basis. That would have been nice, because that would have closed in this gap, but it's still open, so I don't want to be doing much with it. Hence, personally, stay away until tomorrow. That is all I can say, and that is for all the other pairs, right? We have British pound also stuck in a consolidation since after Wednesday. We've not gone anywhere, and tomorrow will be a week. We've not gone anywhere. We did something similar here, and then we popped. We are doing something similar here now. Tomorrow being the rate announcement, we will see what they will do with it. Euro pound, I wanted to see them come up here before going down, but yesterday it dropped. So use this New York session gap for a continuation to the downside, and you can leave your stop loss above the gap, which is here, or to be conservative, then put it up there. Then target the 618, I'm sorry, 70.5, and then maybe even the 79. So I think that would be the only trade that I think is worth looking into. So that'll be 70.5, and then the 79 retracement level is there. That's the only one that I think I don't want to touch it. Okay, so even with gold, yesterday I mentioned I don't want to touch it, simply because by price not coming here, this thing can manipulate. Okay, because it's Monday. Now, if you're a newbie, you might not understand Monday price action. Okay, you might not understand Monday price action. Consider Monday to be irrelevant. The high and low of Monday is going to be what the market will use for the rest of the week. So if you start the week by chasing a trade on Monday, you might get Tuesday completely doing quite the opposite on Monday. And this is a clear example, right? Monday went down. Tuesday, you might expect Tuesday to continue, but then it comes right back up. Why? Because it can come back up above Monday into where price cannot breach. Okay, in this case, this fair value gap, and then go down. Okay, so in other words, the main target, right, or the main area price should have gone is here. So the fact that it went down, not that it couldn't continue, but this is likely also going to happen. Hence, don't chase this one, because if you chase this and it goes down and it doesn't get to the target, which is where I mentioned here, it comes back up, it's gonna create confusion. Okay, so one of the early things that I learned through, I would say, continuous error, because I kept doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until I realized that it wasn't helping. So I had to stop. Okay, until I realized it wasn't helping, so I had to stop. Which is when the market is closed like this, you need to map out where the high of the week is likely going to form based on price structure. So what do I mean by that? Sometimes there are levels price will find it difficult to breach. Okay, there are levels price will find it difficult to breach, or PDRAs, or institutional levels, right? So you find those, and then you map out a conceptual idea of how price is going to trade for the week. Sometimes it's very easy to do that, sometimes it's not. But if you can map out, okay, this week, what is price likely going to do? Okay, so based on how the week ended, that is why I took your attention to the weekly, right? The week ended like this. We took out previous week high and then went down. So what's likely going to happen this week? There's a high probability they're going to come for this low. Is within the 80 to 90% probability that they will come for that low. Okay, so with that, it gives you like an idea of how price is going to trade for the week. Then you go back and then analyze. So if that's the case, then they might open and then go up first before going down. So if they open and then it goes up first, where is it likely gonna get to? That is where the PD arrays I was talking about, right? The price structure levels that price will find it difficult to breach. In this case, on the lower time frame, this area, okay, that area is where price will find it difficult to breach. That area is what price will find it difficult to breach. So if you're going to be looking for the high of the week to form, or if there's going to be a manipulation to the upside, that is the area price is likely gonna get to. Now, if price starts going down, it can continue going down to take out this low, which is basically the target. But if it does not, especially if Monday does not go up, then Tuesday is likely going to be some form of manipulation. Okay, so with today taking yesterday's low and rejecting, this is likely going to be an area they might reach for and then come down. Okay, so Mondays, that is how I basically learn how to that is how I learn how to stay away from the market on Mondays, because I learned that anytime the market opens, I chase it, and in chasing it, price runs away and then quickly reverts back to form the high of the week or the low of the week. All right, so all that to say that you need to be careful. Okay, don't chase Monday trading. Here is where you want to sell. If you don't get here, don't do anything, because if you sold here, unless you took profit below this low, which is fine, if you were targeting this one, this would have been a little bit disheartening. Okay, all right, crude oil, we're not touching that one, so not until probably in January. I'll see how the market is behaving for January, and then we might look into it in January. But as it stands, I'm not really interested in it. ES, yesterday we had a sharp drop, which from the way it's looking, I personally don't think it's necessary for them to come for the previous week low, but it can. Okay, this low, I don't think it's necessary for them to come, but it can, based on how we dropped. Okay, today I'm gonna be watching. Yesterday I mentioned that they will support this down candle and then continue going up. That wasn't the case. Now, from the daily perspective, it's a good thing. Why? Because if we're expecting higher prices for the week, this is exactly how we want the market to behave. If you're expecting higher prices for the week, this is exactly how we want the market to behave. So it's actually a good thing that it dropped. So dollar yen, we are moving up nicely. We've breached the high, which is the one that I mentioned yesterday. Once we breach it, I'll be interested in longs. So I am interested in longs going forward. So watch New York session. I think they might be creating they've already created this down candle, but I like this one. I like that one. This up candle that we are breaching now, that can act as support, and we will have a fair value gap here. So going forward, if we pull back to that, that can be an entry. In terms of stop loss, you can place it below this candle's low, this one, and then aim for that high. And we can continue on towards the 158 level, but for now we're looking for that one as the draw liquidity. Okay. Dollar Swiss, nice movement to the upside. I think on the H4 we pulled back. If this current candle closes, you can use that as an entry with your stop below that, and then you still be aiming for this high, because that's the draw liquidity, and then partial will be here and here. So these levels will be partial levels. Ultimately we go there 0.81317, 0.81244, 0.81009. But wait for this current candle to close. You can drop down and buy the breaker if that's what you want to do. Okay. All right. Australian dollar, this pair is still misbehaving, but where we are now, I'm expecting them to. I don't trade it as often as I used to. It used to be my favorite pair, but I moved away from it because I needed to sleep at night. Sometimes I will not sleep. For example, days like this morning, early hours this morning, I'll be awake watching the news, and it's not healthy. So I've actually moved away from it. I traded, but not as before. Okay, so I'm expecting them to go down, reject and go down. So, and that will come probably tomorrow. If today can reject all the movement to the upside and break New York session low again, that's it. We can use going forward any gap created as an entry for a trade idea to the downside. And then cryptocurrencies, same narrative. We are expecting lower prices. I think yesterday's price rejection is a huge significance that price is gonna go lower. We rejected that high. I think that is just weekly manipulation, and then we will be coming down. Solana, nice one, rejected yesterday on the H4 up candle prior to the move down. It's gonna continue going down. I don't want to give the target because you already know 95.80, that is our target. XRP, leave that alone. Hype, the preferred one. I think yesterday I spoke about that. The up candle, we're going to go down to 70.5 to 79 area, and this was the best one to be trading. So look for continuation to the downside on hype. And then Chachki, I think I made mention they're gonna continue going down because we've traded through the breaker. This is too clean. They will come back for it. It couldn't even reach for the breaker on the upside. So hype, Chachki, we are gonna continue going down. Let's see. It's not even ticking for some reason, unless my chart is not moving. Let me refresh it. Yeah, we are still around 0.035. Maybe during the New York session something will happen. the move that happened on Saturday and Sunday has created a small mini fair value gap, a small fair value gap. So let's see, because that's the first fair value gap to the upside since eternity. That's the first fair value gap to the upside. Yeah, it's been a long time since it created something like that. So let's see, maybe by close of today, what will happen. Okay. All right, so that's pretty much it from me. Obviously, keep an eye on dollar. Do not chase anything. Okay, especially those of you trading gold. Be very, very careful with it. If you want to sell up here. That's the only interesting area. If you want to buy, be careful too, because this is where I think price should be drawn to. Okay, so that is all I have for you for this morning. Tomorrow, we will come back, but there will be not much for me to do, simply because we are waiting for the rate announcement to move price. So I will come tomorrow, but we will not do much, simply because the news is what is going to move price. So whatever I'll say could completely change it. And then we also have maybe today's New York session. So after today's New York session, there might be some changes to price action. So we will meet and then discuss that, and then after that we'll wait till the rate announcement, and then that's when we can actually start diving in, because after the rate announcement, that is when usually price likes to move. All right, so that's it for now. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.